Hey everybody, happy 2026, happy New Year's. Me and Mike, remember Mike from my video on the munitions factory not that long ago, or maybe it was at this point. We've decided to come out here to South 3rd in Memphis and kind of film some Memphis landmarks, if you will, just to see what's still around, to see what's still intact. So this is going to be kind of a mishmash video of several different locations that were at least one time important in Memphis history. First place on the agenda is the Crystal Palace, which used to be a very popular skating rink. I think it opened in like 1981 and it just closed in the early 2000s. As you can see, it's completely boarded up. We can't get inside it, but I just kind of wanted to film the current state that it's in.
This was definitely more of an inner city hangout. You know, it was, you'd drive by on the weekends, there'd just be little cars with rims and people playing music. A lot more going on in the parking lot than going on inside.
Gotcha.
Also, later in life became a big drug place. A lot of seedy stuff happened in this area. So it saw everything in its life. Westwood is what this is, and you're heading south on 3rd Street, heading towards Mississippi. This was it turns into 61, famous highway for being 2 lanes, lots of wrecks on it. And we'd drive down to Tunica and go to the casinos when I was younger. But this was not a place you'd stop at that point in life in the mid-90s.
This is our first stop along the kind of southern part of South 3rd. We're going to be heading into toward the state line, towards Mississippi, and I just kind of wanted to show this. So what you'll see over to your right is, I believe, the Twin drive-in cinema that opened in the 60s. You can see Twin there spelled on the side of, I'm guessing, one of the old booths. And the screen is still there. We're going to try to get some closer footage, but it looks like most of this is all kind of blocked off, and we want to be careful. Oh, there's there it is, the Twin Drive-In Theater. I believe opened in the 60s?
Mid-90s, maybe even early 90s. I actually attended a movie at this drive-in theater. It was a movie that had a famous opening scene. Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur were in it. The scene opens, they're at a drive-in. Her boyfriend gets shot in the head. It's kind of ironic and creepy sitting in a drive-in theater watching somebody get shot in the head at the beginning of the movie. Especially considering this was not the best area of town at that time. I have no idea why we picked this theater to go see that movie in that day.
So I think that movie, and I never saw it, was Poetic Justice. So you come to kind of a shady part of Memphis to watch a movie at the drive-in, and the opening scene of the movie is at a drive-in theater. That is ironic. I'm not a big New Year's resolution person, but one thing I would like to do in 2026 is put out more content. 2025 went by in the flash of an eye, and I only put out a few videos. Life got in the way. I didn't put out that much. One reason I wanted to film this spot here is because one of my favorite travel vloggers, Adam the Woo, of course, those of you who are into this community know this news, but he unexpectedly passed away a couple weeks ago. And I was a patrolman, a policeman in this area for years, and I would always go home and put on his videos when I got home from work. And one day I went home, and one of his videos, it was a Backroads of Mississippi video, started right here, and he was filming this very drive-in theater. And I never met Adam the Woo, but we came that close because I was probably patrolling this area when he shot that video. But he started here and then he worked his way into Mississippi, and I kind of wanted to revisit this place just to kind of honor him. Again, never met him, but he was very impactful and very significant to all of us who do and create this kind of content. So, yeah. Now, I've been told that they are revitalizing this area, and there's going to be a police substation, a Memphis police substation, and also a library that will inhabit this area. You can see the chain link fence over there. I think that's the area that they're going to be building or start in that area. And so I want to get some footage of this screen here, these two screens, before they're no longer here. There it is, the Twin Drive-In Theater. Look how overgrown everything is on the back side here. Yep, this used to be a happening spot. I am not an expert in Memphis history. If anybody out there is watching this and I mess something up, I get something wrong, or you have some history that you would like to add, or some stories, maybe you came to this theater, maybe you're familiar with this area, you want to add some comments, please feel free to do so. They are welcome. Our next stop along South 3rd Street in Memphis, right before we get to the state line, cross over into Mississippi, is the Journey Motel Court. You can see the year right there, 1943. I believe that's the year, not the address. Yeah, because the address is down here, 5123. South 3rd used to be kind of one of the main ways you would get to Memphis from Mississippi. Then I-55 was built in the 1960s, so a lot of these businesses dried up over the years. So this was built in, I think it said 1943, and then slowly over the years, the people stopped coming this way, so business dried up, and this is what's left. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some of that wood to the ceiling is probably original stuff, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I got my little handy dandy flashlight, but yeah,
That would not be safe.
not at all.
You know, somebody's been here working or something. There's some cable pulled there. Maybe they were stealing stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Those bars on the window, who knows how long those have been here. You know, before, when the other rooms were here, it just kind of reminded me of the Bates Motel. Not because it looked like the Bates Motel, just the overall creepiness of it. If you're familiar with with the movie Psycho. Now, I believe, if memory serves correctly, that this was the main, office guest area, but then there was a string of motel rooms that were kind of in a separate area, which I think is right where Mike is standing over there. Looks like all that was torn down. The rooms went that way, and then this is where you would check in, where all the staff would be.
Odd shingle. Why is that shingle? Maybe that's a part of the roof.
So it looks like maybe this is down to like a cellar or a basement.
Look at the architecture on the stone at the top of this.
I
That's
know.
stuff you don't get nowadays. You can tell this is definitely from a different era.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good point. All right, let's go on to our next and what might be our final stop. All right, so right behind me, the mascot. This was the mascot for Giant Foods grocery store. And one of these statues would be in front of each store, as you can see, it's pretty big, holding 2 bags of groceries. So that chain went away. As far as I know, there are no longer any Giant Foods grocery stores in existence. But this statue remains. They took the groceries away, and now you can see the statue standing right in front. There's Mike. For size comparison there, you can see how big the statue is. It's right in front of Boom City Fireworks. So this is a relic of the past, a relic of Giant Foods grocery stores. They put a polo shirt on him. That's kind of curious, don't you think? Interesting. So all these years, I actually thought that the Giant Foods statue was on the Tennessee side, but it's actually on the Mississippi side. Interesting. Yeah, there's what, 30 feet here where the Tennessee side, that we're seeing it kind of like sideways, and the Mississippi side there's like 30 feet here where it's like, where are you? Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with us on this journey down South 3rd Street in Memphis, Tennessee. And as 2026 is now here, I really hope that I'm able to put out more content, and I hope that you come along on those journeys with us. I hope maybe Mike can join us here.
Definitely.
Fill in some history. And we want to wish you guys a happy new year,
New year.
and a great 2026.
Have a good year.